Hello guys, this is my book review of Love Always Kate by D.Nichole King. I read this book quite a while ago actually. This is even before I started YouTube, so it's been quite a while, but this book, I'm going to compare it to Fault in Our Stars. It's not like a lot like it, but there was some things that are the same. If you've read Fault in Our Stars, I would recommend, if you want a book that's like connected to it, that gives you the same kind of feel, I would say go and read that. And this book is one of those books that once you've finished it, you can't stop thinking about it for days. I read this book quite quick, I got into it, I enjoyed it. It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. From when it started I thought, oh, it's getting quite boring, then it really started to get interesting, and when it ended I cried like a baby. I cried a lot about this book. I did. It broke my heart. It really does leave you heartbroken, and it's one of those kind of realistic stories for a romance. That not every love story, not every couple end well, and people die, and life just can be annoying and be shit and horrible. It is like that, but it has sweet and amazing points to this book, and it is a book about showing you that sometimes love can actually like kill you inside and drive you crazy. This book was so, made me, when you read it and you listen to the girl's point of view, it just about, by Katie. She writes a diary, and it's just, she has cancer basically, and she meets a guy, and he knows she has cancer from the start. He is helping out at the hospital because his dad's a doctor, and she is the patient of his dad. And she's had cancer before, and she fighted it, and now she's got to fight it again to try and survive, and she's going through chemo and all that again, and she ends up trying to not feel something for this guy because she doesn't, and she hopes that he doesn't either, because he's healthy and she could die, so it's not good. I really had mixed feelings about this guy. I really liked him, I do. I think he was a great guy, I really do, and his name's Damian. There's actually a next book of the series called Love Always Damian, so and it's about after the end of the book, and he says, the quote on the book is, "How can I live without her?" And her quote of the book is, on her book it says, "Always isn't long enough." It drove me crazy because this guy, I really connected to him. I don't think I buy that we were the same personally, no, but even though he wasn't a perfect guy, he wasn't like the perfect romantic charming guy, he made mistakes. There was sometimes when I found out something he was doing, it pissed me off, and I couldn't be happy. Personally, if I was in Katie's shoes when I found out something that he did, I would be upset. I wouldn't have been okay with it like she was, but you kind of know why she would be, why she was okay with this kind of thing, because when she finds out something but he didn't hide it from her. He kind of did, but he gave her the information to find out. He wanted her to know, and when she finds out, he is so upset with himself. He's crying and he can't believe he did it basically, but she's like, it's okay. But you kind of know why she's okay with it, because if your girl is in love with a guy and you're sick, you can't really blame the guy for not doing some things when he's starting to have things for a girl that might not live. And it's messed up, but I kind of did understand, even though personally I would have hated that to happen to me. But it's just, he's still got really sweet points to him. He helps her cut off her hair because he felt sorry for her when her hair was falling out, and he had a brother that died, and he lost his brother and mum, and now he just has his dad, and his dad used to always treat his brother as like the favourite, and his dad loved the brother, and he's lost his wife and his son, and now it's just the dad and this guy, the son, Damian, and Damian's kind of twisted out of control, and he's kind of a bad boy. He's messed up. He's having sex with girls, and he's got drinking problems and he's done drugs and stuff. He's just, but you understand where he's coming from. He doesn't just do it out of boredom or because he's an asshole. He has reasons for doing it. He's not happy at home. His dad doesn't treat him the way that he does. He's always disappointing people. He can't be the person that people want him to be. He can't be who he wants to be. He's kind of like, he wants to be a better guy, but he doesn't know if he can because his life's a certain way. And he kind of looks at Kate and kind of just thinks, how can a girl like this exist? You know, a girl whose life is messed up and worse than mine, and she still finds a way how to look on the good side. Like, his life is messed up as well, but he kind of just went down the hill, and hers can be worse if you look at it. She's got cancer, for God's sake, so, but she still kind of looks on the bright side and think of things, and she wants to survive for her parents. She doesn't want to leave them, and she ends up falling in love with him, and of course she wishes that she wants to be the girl that could marry him and give him babies and they could have this perfect life where she would be healthy. And he ends up falling in love with her too, but their relationship is nothing like a book or a movie that I've ever seen before. It's not a typical boy meets girl who's sick and they fall in love and she dies cancer. I mean, there is part of it in there, but they are so different. I've never read a book about a character that has cancer like this before. There's things that, some of it you do, but she's so different. And the guy, I've never met a guy like this before. He annoys me sometimes with the things that he does, but I can't help but feel for him, and I really wish things were different for him. I wish things worked out the way that I knew where the book was going when it came to the end. I just wish, it was one of those books where I was reading it and I loved it so much because it was so good, but I didn't want to keep reading it because I knew when it was coming to the end it wasn't going to end the way I wish it was. I was hoping that some, you know, it isn't a happy ending book, but it does have good in it, and it broke my heart. It tore me up in the end. It was one of those books that really tore me from inside out. I actually felt so much emotion from this book that I actually felt like I was turning off my emotions, where, like, I don't know if you guys can do it, that when you've been in so much pain in your life but you can actually like make yourself numb so that you don't feel anything. A book did that to me. This book, it was, I love it so much, but I hate it so much because it was that good, and I wish that I could erase this book from my memory because it so impacts your brain. And once I finish this book, this doesn't happen to me often where I read a book like this, because I normally, when I'm like I am right now, where I've been doing book reviews, cause I read this book a while ago, but right now I've been reading book after book, so I've just been reading book after book. I've been reading the book like every day and finishing it because I just couldn't put a book down. So like, I would read a book and I'd go straight into the next one because I want to read more. This book basically makes you feel that you need to escape from the book world. It really did. I don't think I can read the second one. I really want to. The second one's from the guy's point of view, Damian, and it's about him trying to move on. I'm going to put my hand next to me, a spoiler alert, obviously, wait for it, 1, 2. Because Katie dies at the end of the book, and it tears me up inside what he does. His brother's girlfriend, where his brother dies, they fuck each other basically. His brother died and he had a girlfriend who was in love with him, and to stop the pain, because he's in pain because he lost his brother who he loved, and his brother's girlfriend loved him, so they basically knew each other for sex to make themselves feel better. And when Katie dies, he was doing this girl again at the beginning. Even when he meets Kate, even when he realised he was in love with her, he was doing stuff to this girl, and they just knew each other. But then when Katie dies and it tore him up inside, I just couldn't believe it. I cried for him so bad, and I knew where it was going. I wish it wouldn't. I wish she would just not die and they would be happy, because she was like a love of his life, and now she dies and he doesn't know how to move on, and he needs to wake up and go to finish graduating to his graduation, and his brother's girlfriend doesn't come on to him, but he comes on to her and basically says, come on, let's have sex, you know. And she basically tells him, I've done this before, I've done it because of your brother, and having sex with me isn't going to make you move on or stop the pain. And he says he doesn't care, and he has sex with her, and he like tries to pretend it's Katie, and it broke my heart up. And I know that I've read the summary of the second book, and he ends up becoming a man whore and just sleeping with girls again that he doesn't give a shit about, and he doesn't know how to move on from Katie, and he wishes that she was here. And I think, I'm not sure, but I don't think I can read the books. I think the book's actually going to be, I think the book's about him finding like his true love, who's going to end up being happy with after Katie, who he loved. And he's basically fucking with girls. And I think the girl that comes back into his life that's going to mess things up is actually his brother's ex-girlfriend. I got this horrible feeling, because the book doesn't tell you, but I think the girl that he's going to end up being happy with is actually going to be his brother's girlfriend that he keeps having sex with. I think it's going to be her. Ugh. And I just didn't like it, and I think, oh, gross. And oh god, it just doesn't feel good. And I'm hoping that actually it's a new girl that comes into his life, and that girl just comes in the way, but he pushes her away. So I just really don't think I'm ever going to be emotionally ready to read the next book, even though I want to know what happens. This book, actually, when I finished this book, I couldn't read. I read this book and I couldn't read. I stopped reading books for like, I think I stopped reading the book for like weeks, because it just tore me up so much from reading the book. I was like, I need a break from books, I just can't feel all these emotions. I need to go back to watching TV, or just take a minute, because this book just left me with a scar. But it was brilliant. I really think you guys should go and read it if you want a book that is going to tear you up, but it's a book that you will never forget, because it will just stay in your head. If you want one of those books that could just, it's going to impact you. This was my summary book review of Love Always Kate. So it is a brilliant book. It's one of those books I think I would never be able to forget. I think I might forget like the odd bit or so, but I can't decide if I regret reading it or if I am so glad I read it. I mean, it has changed the way that I look at books, because I don't think you find many books like that that can be so realistic and remind you of how life can be, and the horrible, and how you can find the good things when you're at the worst point in your life. And I'm just terrified to read the second book. I don't think I ever will be, like I said, emotionally ready to read it, because I don't want it to turn out the way I think it will be. I just don't think I can see him like that. I just don't. I think if I could change my mind, if I could now go back in the past and not have read it, I think, I don't know if I would say yes or no, I don't know. Maybe I would say yes, because it just put me in such a bad mood, like it's so depressed and sad, because it does make you depressed and sad at the end if you really connect to the characters especially, but it did help me look at the world, how you have to do certain things and stuff when you're sick, and how life, when you know that your time's up, how would you end things when you have someone that loves you and wants you to live. It broke my heart up, and the parents and the friends, and it just, I think I think Fault in Our Stars was a happier read than this one. So yeah, I think I cried like 3 times at Fault in Our Stars. I think I've cried more in this book. I think if you walked in and saw me crying in this book, you probably would have thought I had like a family member that had died. So it depends. I just thought I'd do a book review on it, because some people like these sort of books, and if you want to go and read something that is in the kind of like Fault in Our Stars area, but it's a different book on its own, but with some things that are the same, I say go and read it. It does put an impact on you, and I want to go and read the other series that this author has wrote about a girl that falls in love with a ghost, and they can't really be together because there's a law in hell basically that if the dead is with the living, that they will try and get sent to hell. So it's like a romance, but it's like a sci-fi thing as well, because it's got like supernatural stuff in it, and it really sounds intriguing, so I really want to check that out. But honestly, I do think I will have to say that I don't think I will ever read the Love Always Damian. I don't think I want to read it. I don't think I ever will be emotionally ready to go and see him move on with someone else. Not just because Kate's dead, I want him to be with Kate, but I just don't want to hear him say I love you to another girl, or marry her, or have babies with her, or I don't want to see him in pain after Katie and fucking random girls. I don't want to be there reading him having sex with a girl that he doesn't give a shit about, and be like screaming no in my head and wanting to stab him and be like, you idiot. oh, what else is he supposed to do? So this is my book review of that. I feel my heart's like pounding now and I feel depressed now. But that was my like summary book review of Love Always Kate. And let me know if you could read it and if you didn't feel anything to it, or did it make you feel the same as I did, and do you think you can go and read the second book, or did it hurt so much that you don't think you can go and read it? So yeah, that was my book review of Love Always Kate. You guys are my VIPs and thank you for watching. I'll put the link to the book at Amazon and on Audible in the description below, and a link to the second book and the rest of the other series, okay, that I was talking about. Love you guys, bye!